Hello and welcome to You Ask For It. I'm Coach Dan Willms.
And I'm Coach Myrna Young.
We're excited to be here again and thank you for joining us. And today our question comes from Brazil again. And the question comes from a coach. He's a very successful coach. And he mentioned that he's having a lot of problems to control his thoughts. So the question is, Myrna and Dan, how can I control my thoughts much better? So I love this question, especially coming from that guy. I know him. He's a great client of mine. It's very exciting to see because it shows that we all face very similar difficulties and controlling the thoughts. Myrna, my dearest friend, she is a specialist on that. She knows what she's saying. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say to this guy in Brazil. I won't say his name. No names. And he wants to know how he can control his thoughts better. So what do you say, Myrna?
Okay. All right. Well, the reason I like the question is because he already knows that controlling his thoughts is important. Most of us go around every day unconscious of the thoughts that are flowing in and out of our heads. And research shows, or science shows, that we have over 60,000 of these thoughts that they come and they go, right? So it's quite a big number. And the amazing thing about those 60,000 thoughts that flow in our heads all the time is that most of them come back again and again and again, right? So let's say that someone says something really bad to you, right? And you can't get it out of your head. And I've gone through this, right? Where you can't get it out of your head, you're thinking of what they said to you, you're thinking what you're gonna do to them, and you're getting mad and you're feeling bad, right? So you know that in order for you to feel better, you actually have to stop thinking about it. But the more you say, I need to stop thinking about it, guess what?
My God.
Because anything you fight, you give strength to. So the way, and I'm going to tell you why that controlling your thoughts is so important. Because anything that you want to create in life starts in the mind. We have all these sayings that are true. We all know them. What you think about, you bring about. Show me, how, as a man thinks, so is he. So thoughts are very important. Thoughts has the highest frequency to attract things to you. And that is good thoughts, and those are bad thoughts. So I've spent a lot of time studying automatic negative thoughts, and these are called ANTs. ANTS, automatic negative thoughts, because those are the ones that you have trouble with. Nobody is going to want to send back the positive thoughts, the one that says,
nice,
the one that I have, that I want to be Oprah. I want those to come every day, You know what I mean? Because actually, that's how you attract it. I'm being serious now. So there's a couple of things that you can do. One is recognize the automatic negative thoughts as they come and just let them go, right? Because you start to attract them when you linger, and statistics show when you linger on it for more than 68 seconds. So let's say a thought comes into your mind, where let's say this coach, right? He's having negative thoughts and he's not going to be able to support.
Let's say he's not going to get new clients, for example.
Right, exactly. He's not going to get new clients. The business is not going anywhere. Maybe I'm a terrible coach or something like that. So those are going to be the repeating negative thoughts that's going to come into his mind. So they come in, you acknowledge them, and then you let them go. And you replace them with a positive thought, right? So let's say that we were talking about that one. Now, replace it with a positive thought. And a positive thought could be, in the next 30 days, I'm going to have 2 new clients, whether it's true or not. Because if you believe that, sooner or later it will happen. That is how you the law of attraction works. And you can even go even further. You can say that I'm going to have a client that is going to pay me $2,000. And you be specific, right? The book, one of my most favorite books, is Think and Grow Rich. And in Think and Grow Rich, that exactly is what Napoleon Hill teaches. That you can bring money to you by thinking about it. Every night before you go to bed, you have a specific amount in your mind that you want to make. You say, let's pick a number. I want to make $100,000 by this time next year. And you consistently do it. You don't even have to have a plan.
Can I increase to $1 million?
Exactly. You don't even have to have a plan. You just have to put it out in the universe that that's what you want to do. That's what I call positive thoughts. That's what I call controlling the thoughts in your head. Because this is what happens. You can't have two thoughts in your head. One is dominant. Right?
Yeah.
Like love and hate can't grow in the same place. Faith and unbelief can't be in the same space, right? One of them is going to supersede. So you have to learn to supersede the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And it just takes practice. It's like a muscle that you build, right? The more you do it, the better it gets. And I will tell you from personal experience that I don't have too many negative thoughts because I control it.
I don't either.
Yeah, I control it by staying positive, by meditating every morning, by reading and growing. And I am working every day, like I'm doing now, towards my goal. That brings me happiness. I'm not bothered with all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. You just concentrate on you. Concentrate on what you need to do. And that's basically it. You don't worry about, let's say we're at work, and a lot of people feel that, you know what, I'm not happy at work because this person is not doing this, right? Or I'm not happy in my marriage because my husband is not doing this, right?
You're never going to be happy then if we worry about all that.
Right.
I love what you said because
you just concentrate on what we do. Right.
You said the number one to replace your thoughts is to replace them. Okay. I'm sorry. No. To recognize them. So and I love that because what I call it, you have to see them approaching. And this is such a very interesting level of self-knowledge. When you were doing anything, you were working, for example, we're here, then you see, literally you watch your thoughts approaching, your emotions approaching, and you start controlling them. There is a man that I like very much, his name is Dr. Augusto Cury. He's a Brazilian, very famous psychologist. He sold millions of books already on psychology, and right now I'm reading this book on positive psychology. I'm reading this book called Think and Make It Happen. It's
That's
outstanding,
awesome. Right?
And it's
almost like Think and Grow Rich.
Exactly. and it's the first time I ever see anybody write something that I always teach in my classes. So the moment I read, I went live on Facebook with my students. I said, you see guys, I told you so many times, now Dr. Cury is saying the same. And this is what he says about feelings, but we can take that as thoughts as well.
Yes.
He said, the person puts herself or himself in the place of others and exercises emotional intelligence, almost seeing feelings even when they are not obvious. So, seeing feelings, and this is what we have to develop, to be able to recognize our bad thoughts. You see them approaching. Have you ever had that experience? You see them approaching?
Well, I don't really see them approaching, but what I know of is that you know when they're there because they make you feel bad. Right? Yeah. So they make you feel bad. So the minute you feel bad, you know it's because you're thinking of something negative. Right?
It is. what I do, and I see them. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little wacko when it comes to that, because I see them approaching.
Okay.
Then I do this. I replace them. But what I did until now, I would always replace them, of course, with something good. But it would always be something that I had to do tomorrow, for example, in my calendar. So I would replace it right away. But now, because of you, sweetheart, I'm going to be replacing them with a positive thinking, and not only what I will do, but I'll be very specific in something very good.
You mean like
I
a vision?
will be doing like a vision, and I am all about visions.
Yes.
So this is very exciting. Yes. You mentioned something that the thoughts keep coming, and keep coming. There is a word called rumination. Rumination is something you do constantly.
Right.
For example, cows do that with their food. Cows, they ruminate their food. It goes back to their stomach. From their stomach goes back to their mouth.
You're kidding.
And they ruminate a little more. It is true. This is what they do. And we do the same when we think over and over and over the same thought. Usually, those are not good thoughts, but we can do that with good thought as well. And Daniel Goleman, in the book Focus and also Emotional Intelligence, he says about that we have to observe and see that happening. And I do that very easily. But now, with what I learned from you, and it's so basic and it's so interesting, replaced with positive thinking and very specific.
Yes.
So this is very exciting. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, like anything, I'm going to digress. But something came to my mind a minute ago where someone told me once that in order to get over somebody, you need to get under someone else.
Oh, okay. It helps. Let me tell you, honey, it sure does help.
I don't know why that came to my mind.
I don't know. The woman's not behaving now. You see what I have to put up with?
But it's the same thing. You have to replace them. I mean, they're not going to go away if you replace them. I remember a specific thought that I had, and someone said to me, and I couldn't get it out of my head. It was stuck in my head. And it will come and come and come. And I had to do something like this. Shake it. I had to shake it. Yeah, in order for it to go. It worked. Yes,
wow.
Yes.
So it's a good way
Yes, yeah. Because they're like ants. Automatic negative thoughts, right? They're ants. So you just shake off the ants. And they go. And after a while, it doesn't come. It doesn't come. But it takes practice. And I will tell you, they come. It's almost a science that if something bothers you, it's going to show up again and again and again. And when it does, it makes you madder and madder and madder. Right?
And as you said in the beginning, whatever you look at, it grows.
Yes.
And of course it will grow.
Yes.
How many times we have problems in the relationship, and we look at it and look at it and look, and we never do a damn thing.
Right.
And suddenly it explodes.
Yes. And that was something that I learned when I became a coach. And I've done a lot of research on it. And it is very true that anything you give energy to increases, right? And if you're thinking of something all the time, that's where your energy is going, right? So there's a saying that whatever you give energy to increases, and whatever you take energy from decreases, it withdraws. So in that bad relationship, and a lot of marriage counselors will tell you that, if you keep concentrating on what your spouse does wrong, right, you are feeding that, right? You're feeding the fact that the relationship is not going better.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned in church is that you serve and you love regardless of what your spouse is doing. And you will not believe the difference.
It is very
in the energy.
Though.
Everything is difficult.
Yeah.
Anything that's growth oriented is difficult. Sitting on the couch and flipping the channels, it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But anything that you have to do mental work to, right? Now, we didn't talk about visualization, but one of the greatest ways that you can channel positive thinking is by visualizing what you want to happen. Visualize that marriage going well. Visualize you guys going to Italy or all those fancy places. Visualize all these things happening. Visualize the perfect relationship. Visualize the perfect job. Visualize everything that you want. You visualize it.
I think this is a subject for another segment, because I just had an idea. I am the guy for visualization. I love to do this, and I love when I go to Brazil. This is funny. Nowadays, schools won't hire me anymore. I hope it doesn't happen. But I teach. I am an MBA professor in Brazil, and I teach business, life coaching, and leadership. And every time I teach any of those subjects, I always teach them visualization. And I give them like a little homework on how to visualize stuff. And I have a trick that I learned with Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught me something very special. I went to Chicago many years ago to study his life. And I learned he had a technique. And I worked on his technique. So I think next subject we can talk about.
You're not going to tell?
Not now. People have to tune in for the next episode.
Now I'm like sitting with bated breath because I love Dr. Martin Luther King.
I listen to his speech every week and I always cry. I have a dream that one day my little kids...
Actually, that's good. Obviously, yeah, I have a dream. Yeah, you have to. And I will tell you something. It is the secret. Because if you're visualizing, if you're seeing it, you feel good.
You do.
It is the secret. So, yeah, I don't think I needed anything else that I wanted to talk about as far as controlling your thoughts. And I'm going to leave with this. The law of attraction is real, right? And thoughts are what bring things to you. Right. If you think about negative things, that's what you attract. If you think about positive things, that's what you attract. So the choice is yours. Control your thoughts, or it controls you.
One has to win. One always wins.
Yes.
Let's see. You decide who's going to win. I love that.
Exactly. So as we wrap up, one more segment of You Asked For It.
Exactly. Thank you so much. If you like our segment, please share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, okay? And if you have a question,
yes, just send it to either me, Myrna Young, life coach,
or Dan Willms,
right? And we will answer them.
It will be a big pleasure. A big kiss and see you next time.
Until next time, you have a great evening.
You too. Bye-bye.